I want to get away. I want to fly away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Raina.
I'm Cass.
And we're Wine and React.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
Oh.
I think that song described how I felt about this last film.
The movie sucked.
It was horrible. It was horrible. So we watched Final Destination: Bloodlines. That was a horrible film. It's probably the worst film that we've watched on this channel.
Yeah. And well, what are you drinking? What have we been drinking?
It's a semi-sweet rosé. We may not disclose the brand at the moment because they're not sponsoring us, but in the event that you want to sponsor us, we will advertise the brand. So about the film.
It was good wine.
We're not talking about the film. We're like, oh, the wine is good.
The wine is good. The wine was delicious. Okay, the film. I've watched every single Final Destination movie. And it's a little bit campy. We all know it. You know, it kind of makes fun of itself a little bit at this stage.
Yeah, for sure.
But they turned into gunners all of a sudden. Oh, let's do a little plot twist. Let's step away from our usual, you know, how we kind of line up the events in the movies. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah, it was a little bizarre.
Why? Go ahead, Raina.
I think that I had hopes because of it was just advertisement. That's all it was. Nothing more. I just saw the ads in the subway, at the bus stop, on TV, social media. So I was just like, you know what? Maybe they've put some effort into not only the cinematography, but like for the plot. And that was not the case. I think that I don't even know if the film was rushed. I just think it was dumb.
Yeah.
I felt there was a lot of time that was building like a good number, like a good, not for everyone, but there was a good enough time for plot and character development.
We didn't get any of that.
There was enough time for, because I felt like the whole idea of the plot was like prolonged and with so many people.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was dragged on, but I was like, what? Why do
exactly
we do that?
Why
do we do that? It was so dumb. Then it was like rushing the last few minutes. I'm like, I don't have time for this.
It was just
I
dragging
could be making some lasagna
on.
or something like that.
Dragging it on. So yeah, usually these things go, you have your main character, they have a vision, they think that it's very much real while it's happening. You may think it's very much real while it's happening. They freak out. You have people who get off a plane, get off a train, whatever, people who escape this disastrous scenario, spoiler alert, and then the people who stay, who actually die, just like in the vision, and the people who got off, who are saved by this random vision, death starts to follow them one by one and takes them out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they did this plot twist where like the vision was like coming from someone very far away from the actual disastrous event. It was like
happening in the 60s.
Yeah.
And then it prolonged for decades. Yes. I was like, this is not sensible.
Yeah, it just also, I don't know, like you can tell certain scenes. I'm like, this is a green screen. Like they're just standing in front of a green screen. Yeah. Or, oh, okay, this is like a miniature set that they built for this purpose. Mm. And they weren't actually filming in real locations.
Yeah, that happened quite a bit.
Yeah, I didn't like that we could just kind of tell that was happening. Yeah. I wasn't attached to any of the characters at all. I was like, okay, they're dying. This person's dying. That person's dying.
That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. The turtle. I was attached to the turtle.
Oh, what's Paco gonna do?
Yeah, Paco lives up to 100 years old.
Yeah, he's no family.
Yeah,
so unfortunate.
But yeah, I don't think we'd recommend this movie. I don't think it's really worth anyone's time. I feel like after the second Final Destination, they probably should have just stopped right there.
Yeah, I think this is always like when it comes to franchises that are this big, it's really a money grab.
Yeah.
They don't really care about developing any of the characters or any of the plots. They know that they have like a cult following, and people
Yeah.
are going to essentially either come to theaters as Patreons, or like people are just going to watch it on a streaming service or buy the DVDs or merchandise. So I think that's what they're relying on, and it's clear that these people are lazy. Very clear
Yeah.
to me. I was like, all of this, it was just too much nonsense.
What should
And
be said?
and I'm here for nonsense when it comes together.
Yeah.
If there were a lot of things going on in the plot and it made sense, I'd be like, oh my gosh, wow, how did they come up with it? It was nonsense that was senseless.
Yeah. This film.
And the reactions were not even like, I'm like, would a person in this situation react in this way?
No.
Horrible writers. Horrible.
Yeah. And I feel like they were able to get away with skipping over a bunch of the characters and just giving back, because the acting wasn't, it was very subpar. It was very subpar acting. It wasn't that great. But I feel like, yeah.
I think I should have signed up for this film, quite honest. The thing about it, I got a check and that would have been that, and nobody needs to hear from me ever again. We
all could have. But you know what? Okay, we have to say one positive thing.
Okay.
The little boy, who turns out to be the main guy that we see in every Final Destination, who's basically warning everyone who works in who works in the, what do you call him?
Hospital?
Yeah, works in the hospital. Sometimes
I
you
guess
see
the
him in
morgue
a
unit?
morgue. Yeah, the morgue unit of a hospital,
Autopsy.
or just like an autopsy unit randomly somewhere. We kind of got a little bit more backstory on him, and so I think that was the one unique part, or like the most interesting part about this. Outside of that,
Yeah.
how many wine glasses?
Half a wine glass?
0.
I'll give it a half a wine glass because at least that character showed up, and for the 3 minutes that he was on screen, it actually seemed like, something was building. He was a good actor.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Well, that was Final Destination Bloodlines. Let us know if you've watched it and what you think of it. If you disagree with us, feel free to let us know in the comments.
Feel free to state your piece.
Yeah, and we'll see you guys for the next one. Hopefully, it's a million times better than this.
Absolutely. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye.
Bye now.
Hit that like button.